Right, so hey everyone and welcome back to another budget photography video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I edit pictures for my clients. Now this is episode 2, so we are going to be doing more of them, really. So let's go and have a look. So I do have my mouse here. I'm not using my Apple Pencil at the top. I am just going to be using my mouse, so if you hear clicking, like this kind of stuff, then you know why. Oh, this is actually stuff here. The stuff that I've just clicked to the top of is actually stuff from my mobile. And I was just mucking around with it. I put it on a tripod, actually, and they're not the best shots, but this is from my Note 20 Ultra a few nights ago. And it's not bad, to be fair. This is a long exposure, obviously, so... And that's an edited one that I wasn't really happy with. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We are here for not them ones. We are here for these ones. Now, the event that I went to the other day was actually really good. Filled with lots of different music and people from around the world. The shots I got were pretty good. Some of them weren't obviously so good. These are ones from another time mixed in. We don't really want that. And we've got for some reason I've got some pictures of people's legs. But that is for a reason. That's because if you look just here, you can see the instruments that this man has on his legs. They're like a maraca thing. I don't know what they're called. So if I'm calling them the wrong name, then I really do apologize. Because I have no idea what they're called. And you can see actually a lot of these are all underexposed. What settings was I using? So 1/8000th of a second, f4 at an ISO of 800. I probably could have brought the ISO down to about 500 because this is shot on the 5D Mark II. And I probably could have brought that shutter speed down. But I'm glad that I didn't because I wasn't shooting in full manual. I was shooting in aperture priority because unfortunately at the moment my 5D Mark II, the back screen is non-existent. I'm actually having to rely on the internal lighting meter to determine how well exposed my shots are because I can't really see how exposed they are because I've got no back screen. So, as I said, some of these pictures are from the last event and some of them are from some other events that I was doing. So, which is a bit of a pain in the bum, but we carry on. Let's go have a look right down at the bottom here. So, why are they all broken up? Because, like, you've got these guys here, and then you've got these. And it's like, why? But then you've got her. Oh, I really need to organise my files. Anyway, let's go and edit him. Let's have a look at this. So we've got 2 pair. We've got 1/250, 2500 ISO, shutter speed. I'm going to get it right in a minute. Shutter speed, f4 at an ISO of 800, which is fine. So we're going to bring that up. We're going to bring the exposure up because we can, because we've shot it at such a low ISO. And we can lift them shadows and we can lift the whites and lift some blacks. Actually, I think we'll drop the blacks because if we lift the blacks, you can actually see over here we've got some noise. Even though we've only got an ISO of 800, because of the advanced age of the sensor on the Canon 5D Mark II, we really can't lift them blacks that much. So I think we'll drop the blacks and emphasize on the person. So I think what we'll do is we'll crop in to focus entirely onto the subject. Just like that. I think we'll brighten it up a little bit more. I feel like as if we can brighten up more. Yeah, I like that, personally. I think we'll cool it down. It was a very cool day. It wasn't warm. It was overcast and sometimes the sun was out and other times it just wasn't. And yeah. I'm going to take some of the contrast out because I feel like as if there's too much. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with that one. Pause. There we go. So let's just go back to this now and we'll find another image. Maybe we'll edit one of these dance groups because there was a few of them. There was a kids one and then there were these guys. I don't know why I took that. So I'm having problems with my mouse at the moment, so I have had to use my Apple Pencil now. So where was we? We were going through the images, looking for one that we can edit. I really do want to do one of this dance group, but I did take my card out halfway through and change cards because I needed to. So I don't think it's going to be here because I haven't imported all of the pictures from this event onto Lightroom yet. Some of them are still sat on the card. This was quite cool. She was another dancer, and she balanced stuff on her head. I don't know why, personally. It was very cool, but I don't know why she was doing it. I think it's just... I don't know. I'm not even going to try and say that I do. Although I really do like the colours in this image. I think we'll just brighten that up and we'll drop the highlights. Although I think I will desaturate it a little bit because it is really saturated. And we're adding some more contrast. And I think we'll crop in. Again, to bring more attention to the subject. Actually, I think we will go back to adding in saturation, but not too much, because we obviously don't want it to look like that, because that just looks horrible. Absolutely horrible. So I think we'll just keep it at like +8. Oh, God. I don't like when people do that. They just whack up the vibrancy and whack up the saturation on a picture. It just looks horrible. Like, I'd rather it be in like black and white. Like, actually, that does actually look quite good. I'm actually quite happy with that. But I think I will have one. So this one, if we just crop in the same, just so I've got two of the same pictures. And then add in the contrast, we'll bring up the exposure, we'll drop them highlights, whoop, too far. Lift some shadows, add in some contrast, and then we'll go to colour and just a little bit, just like that. Even then, I feel like as if the saturation and vibrancy is too much, but yeah. So let's have a look, what else do we have? So, to be fair, a lot of these pictures I'm not really happy with. Especially the ones on this card that I've recently I've just put in here. I'm hoping on the other card that they'll be good. This was quite good. These drums were quite good. Let's go back to here. I think we'll go with that one and we'll brighten it up. Quite a dark looking image. Add in the contrast. Drop the highlights. Bring exposure up a little bit more. We'll drop some whites. And I think, no, we don't want that. We want a crop. Again, to focus on this lady here. And for once, I'm actually going to see how a vignette would. That's not vignetting. Let's have a look at a vignette. I don't know. I'm always a bit funny with vignetting. I do quite like it, but I'm always really weird with a vignette. I just am. I'm never really that keen on them, but I do quite like it in that one. Especially because it was, you know, it's an action shot and yeah. I think we'll do one more. Maybe of this couple just here. Preferably not one where he's cut off by a French flag. I think that's the French flag. I don't know my flags. So I think we'll go with... See, with my 5D, I tend to spray and pray a little bit. I tend to just go... And then, yeah. And that's just me recording the video for the performance. That line right there is my microphone, that red line, for the wireless lavalier that I'm actually using right now. Because what it was I had that plugged into the camera, and then I had it plugged into and then I had the lavalier bit plugged into an external microphone, and then I had, actually you can see it just there, that little tiny thing just there, that red thing is the microphone that I'm actually using right now. And if you look just down at the bottom, I'm trying to think of how I can draw on here. Well, there's a little black thing just down there, and it's a wireless transmitter transmitting back to the camera up the top. Yeah. So, oh. I don't think she'd be very happy if she knew that that was taken. And I think we'll have this one. And I think we'll make it the final one. See, I don't really go for like the feel of the whole kind of array of pictures. I just kind of go on each, you know, individual picture and how that one, what kind of message that gives off to the person that might be looking at this picture. You know, what do I want to portray in each picture? Do I want it like that? Do I want it like that? Or, yeah. I think each picture has its own story to tell. There we go. That's... I don't really like that one, I must say. So I probably... I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.